Hello, Internet. Welcome to Pungeon's Planeswalkers. I'm your host, Dungeoneer, and we have with us today the standard crew at this point, because we're on game 8, and these are the people that play. So we've got Dix. You want to introduce yourself, buddy?
Hey, my name is Dix. I play Maladrak, our Aarakocra Paladin. I am also a part of the Swordcast Adventures, and I am the DM for the Swordcast Adventures Plays Waterdeep Dragon Heist, as well as producer of the new DM Advice podcast called Help Action.
Awesome. And then we got Jesspack.
Hi, everybody. I'm just back. You can find me at HealthPackStream on Twitter. I'm a writer, editor, writer for the Uncaged Mythology Volume 1, and I'm also working on a couple of other Tier 4 adventure modules that should be out shortly.
Dope.
And then we got Albert.
You can find me on Twitter at Ceramic Owlbear, and in this campaign, I'm playing Petra, who is a knowledge cleric and a planeswalker.
Now, missing tonight is Obnoxion, or Obnoxion, depending on how you want to pronounce things. And since I pronounce them poorly, it will obviously be wrong. But last week he was playing a hummingbird Aarakocra named Raphael Fuchsia. Speaking of last week, let's do the roll off. I think it's just gonna be between Petra and Dix for recap. There we go. But that being said, Dix, you rolled 1d2, so that's on you.
Did I? Oh,
did.
shit, I did. That is on me. I'll take it. So last week we picked up, or last time, we picked up right after our fight with the Tigers and Were-Tigers. We got invited into Nana Jolie's house, upon which point we discovered that she had 3 large cages in this room, or was it just 2 cages?
It was 3, yep.
It was 3, yeah. So one had our Aarakocra friend, the hummingbird Aarakocra, and then 2 other cages had 2 Chorids with their hair like looped through this large thing, making this giant shirt that was supposedly for Dagger. When we found this, TUR got really upset and disappeared, as she is known to do, and we had some choice words for Nana Jolie, at which point things went south and a fight started. And at one point she ran downstairs, got away from us, started setting up skeletons for us to deal with. And then Dagger ripped through the roof, at which point he began attacking myself and our Aarakocra friend. And then I was able to run up his arm, take my battle axe, and sink it into his eyeball, striking the final blow. And then we had to deal with a water elemental, which ended up coming up out of the floor and then went back through the floor once we hit it a few times, and then ran downstairs and found it empty, basically. And then we let the Chorid out of their cages. We got our Aarakocra friend, his gear and whatnot, and then we went downstairs to find it abandoned. And we found an underground river with a boat set next to it, and that's when we heard a voice saying that they knew who we were, and that's where we left off.
Mm-hmm. So as you came down to the bottom, the Chorid come back through the tunnel using their hair almost like extra appendages to spider climb across, swinging from stalactite to stalactite to come back through. They land on the sand, shaking their heads, drenched, beaten, bloody, but starting to look almost as if they're healing while you're watching them. And they look at each other and they look at you and they go, one of them nods and says, "Right, thank you so much. The old bat got away." she hopped in one of the canoes and headed down there, and she had that water elemental coming out of a bowl in her hands, and it was pushing her down the water too fast for us to keep up. It's the best we could do. We chased her away, but we know she'll be back at some point. So as this is happening, Raphael's like nodding and he's like fluttering back and forth. And the two core had come over and look at him, and he's like, hey, how's it going? Good to see you guys. Hey, we didn't get to talk a lot while you were here, and I'm really glad that I could talk to you now. But it's like there was a lot that I wanted to say, and we were saying a lot of things. We were like moving our hands and trying to do sign language and stuff, but we couldn't really get anything right. And then all of a sudden, hey, what the magic was broken, and these guys freed us out. It was so cool, and I was really glad to help you out. And as he's talking, you guys start seeing like a little glow sparkle around him. There's a poof of displaced air, and Raphael goes flying out into the river as TUR shows up, weapons in hand, looking around. TUR, while you were gone, you disappeared, and as you were transporting, the energy that had surrounded you flashed white as you're getting used to, and then faded to gray, and you were just surrounded by mists, and you started seeing these floating symbols, three-dimensional icons, or three-dimensional, almost like kanji, where it's like it looks like there's a bunch of letters and symbols that have been layered together in different directions, some of them shining with fire, others glistening brass or almost liquid mercury in some of them. And they started floating around. You found yourself just floating in the middle of all this gray, looking around. And as like one drew your attention, and as it drew your attention, you started floating towards it. And you heard just in the background, "No, not yet. A door is opened." And as you turn towards that, there's like a black circle that starts forming out of this gray mist. And as the circle opens, there's like little spikes, stalactites of white coming down from the top. And it starts drifting towards you. And you start drifting away from it just instinctively. And your energy starts building around you, and there's a sudden whoomph. And you find yourself plopped down in wet, mucky sand, facing your friends, with that voice in your head going, "No, you won't get away."
That's horrifying.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I did it again, didn't I? What did I miss?
Suddenly, right up in your face, there is a hovering Aarakocra, bright purple and teal and viridian plumage, just like, and he's like, right, like his little wings are just buzzing away, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I remember you, I saw you when you first came in, and then there was a flash of white, and then you were gone, and there's a flash of white, and you're back, and I'm really glad to see you. Your friends were really helpful." And he starts just kind of like buzzing back and forth with this really high energy, and then it just takes a moment and just like, there's a lot of a fight. I'm just gonna, and he just kind of slowly comes to the ground and hovers and perches on one of the stalagmites, and just nods his head, big, long, pointy beak just flapping up and down as you can see him, his wings still just going in the background. And he looks over at everybody, and the Korred are just kind of watching him with like this grin on their face, like they are highly amused.
I missed a lot.
Enough.
Where's Dagger?
We are now without our leader.
Oh,
He didn't survive.
and you all were skeptical that, well, to be fair, I can't say we beat him, but good job. You did it without me. I'm proud of you.
He put up a fight. That's for sure.
I mean, yeah.
Raphael's like,
You did.
yeah. At one point, I was knocked out, and then I woke up, and then I was knocked out, and then I woke up, and then I was knocked into a wall, and then he was knocked into a wall, and she was getting surrounded by skeletons. It was really scary, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up again, and he was dead.
Hmm.
Okay.
We miss you.
I missed you too. It's better than the creepy symbols I saw and the weird voice that was addressing me the entire time. Gotta love disembodied voices.
What?
They're great.
Where did you go? You weren't gone long this time.
The void. I don't really know how else to describe it to you. It was dark and I could see like these glittering, glistening symbols, and then I heard a creepy voice that told me that I couldn't go yet because a door was gonna be opened or something. And then I landed, and then like back here with you guys, like not 2 seconds ago, did I still hear the voice, and it was pissed. It said I couldn't go yet. So I don't know what that's about. That's a new problem. It sounds like we got a new master, anyways.
A faint breeze starts coming through the underground stream. I mean, it's been going this whole time. You notice that it's cooling off a little bit. It's probably getting towards nighttime outside, and as it cools off, you start seeing some mist coming from the upstream side of the cave. Starts coming in and like slowly filtering above the water, getting about knee high. Just mists start filling in the room. And the Korra look at each other and look at Raphael and go, "So, we have a new leader. It's not us. You have a new leader. We're going home. It's been a treat to meet you. Please enjoy the large blanket of gold that we gave you. I think that's probably thanks enough for freeing our lives. It's definitely we're guild enough for several lives, so and they look at each other and nod, we are going to go. And if you're ever back in the area, seek out the tigers. We live near them. We will happily host you for tea. And they start nodding, and there's like, a pleasure, a pleasure. We don't know you, as they look at Jess. Don't know you at all, and you left, but your friends were fine. And then they start walking off, and they just walk straight into the wall
Oh.
and like melt into the stone.
Yep.
That's
So
special and different.
now what?
Well,
I'm sitting here
honestly,
talking, and I realized I was on mute.
Nice.
So did you warn them or tell them that we weren't exactly the nicest to their tiger friends because we weren't given information up front?
We
They
haven't
just
gotten there yet.
Nope.
No.
Oh.
Hopefully, we're gonna be finding a way home and not having to come back here.
Raphael looks around and goes, were you involved with the tigers? It looked, from what I saw, it looked mostly like they'd been crushed by the giant. So you guys were, you're part of that. Well,
That is what I wanted to talk with you about. Because we had a frost giant who thought that he owned us. So we are very glad to be out from under that. And now that we have a little bit more information, we feel very bad about the encounter with the tigers.
Yes.
At least one survived. I forget
Yeah.
how many though.
Yep, that was the one I let go.
Mhm. And we hope that they won't hold that too much against us, I felt like our hand was at least a bit forced.
They
face
give you a
is-
blanket, a gold blanket.
Yeah.
Kind of. We'll show you upstairs.
Yeah, you should come look at it. It's huge.
How are we gonna carry it?
No idea, man. It's huge.
Maybe we can cut it apart. I don't. Can you cut it apart?
Raphael had said that he was working with the tigers to make Nana Jolie go away. But I guess she's still out and about too, and will come back at some point.
Well, I guess better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. I kind of really don't want to go poofing off into the black ether again anytime soon. That would be awesome.
The mist that's been filling up is starting to get thicker. You can feel the moisture clinging to your bodies. It was always really humid outside, and the dankness of this cave is thickening up the mist to the point where it's almost getting hard to see. It's easily over TUR's head and creeping up to above Dix's eyes as well, getting to the point where Petra, you have to stand on tiptoes to see above this.
Maybe we should head upstairs.
You should go upstairs, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's go upstairs and look at that blanket.
So you make your way upstairs, back up to the bedroom in the hut, and as you're coming up, there's mist coming down the stairs from the cabin as well. It's starting to pour in as you get there. It's pouring in through the open roof. It's pouring in through over the body of Dagger.
Weird.
You've never been in a jungle at night, and as the temperature's dropping, it's getting just cold, and the humidity is starting to leach down on everything. Dew is settling over Dagger's body, and the caved-in portions of the building are covered in dew and starting to. The stonework is almost slippery as you make your way up into it.
If I'm not sure how much we can see, but I want to head over to where sort of the loom and the vest were, and I want to see if I can find those different scissors.
So the fire is still burning in the fireplace, and the heat coming off of that is pushing the mist back, making this bedroom, or the loom room where the prisoners were, the most hospitable out of all the rooms. The loom itself, you find the 3 sets of scissors hanging over top of it, a silver set, a gold set, and this shiny, almost oily looking metal that you've never seen before.
Yeah. I'm gonna pocket those.
Okay, so you have 3 sets of scissors.
And I'm gonna go back to that closet and grab one of the tapestries to use as like a blanket.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. You notice the tapestries are a combination of, well, now that you know what it is, corrid hair, that is just very regular yarn, and mixed with corrid hair that is like strands of silver and strands of copper and gold that are mixed through this tapestry, making just these brilliant geometric patterns. This is something that would probably sell at a very high price at the market.
Was there anything good on Dagger that we could obviously reasonably take, being like...
Dagger was fairly thoroughly searched by Raphael and Maladrak. Raphael managed to get some of the treasure that was in his pocket, and I believe, Maladrak, you got the other stuff that he had.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Following up from that, you will notice that the thumbprint from dagger that was on each of your arms has faded at this point. That blackened frostbit, frostburn thumbprint is gone.
Good.
I was hoping.
And on the loom, TUR, something that you hadn't seen before, but on the loom is what looks like it would have been a poncho or like just a big t-shirt. So it's just a big tee, no sleeves, so just like straight down, and it's now solid gold.
Sleeves are bullshit anyways.
Yes, they are. And it's a giant-sized sleeveless shirt
Amazing.
made out of solid gold.
I bet that weighs a fuck ton.
As you
Tur's
start,
gonna go over for grins and giggles and try to pick it up.
what's your strength?
Yeah. 10.
You can just pick it up, like only just, and it's like trying to pick up a cat that doesn't want to be picked up. It's like all loose fabric and stuff like that. It's like a sandbag, but it's 100 pounds of gold.
How much can a person lift before they're considered over encumbered?
This is your actual lift capacity with a 10 strength. Like this is your bench press. So you
That's funny.
You could drag it through the swamp, but you would be moving at half speed.
Yeah, I'm like, it would be much easier to load it into that canoe downstairs and sail it somewhere, but I don't know that we really want to be hauling that thing around.
Why do I have brewer's supplies?
You took them.
Anyway, I'm looking.
You took them from Gunter.
That's right.
Wow!
It's
Look
like,
at
wait,
that.
why do I have these? That doesn't come with my background equipment. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how I can, because like I realized that I have a whole shit ton of things in my inventory.
So there's that t-shirt, and there's also about 20 feet of hair that was not yet knitted into the t-shirt, so it's just gold thread.
Ooh. Well, we can take the gold thread.
I bring out the gold scissors. And I'm like, I don't
have a
know, will this
backpack.
cut gold? Oh.
Yeah, so we could put some of that stuff in that backpack I have.
I'll try to like cut some of the extra gold threads that aren't quite on the shirt.
The gold scissors themselves, once you start trying to cut the gold thread, you can see them like dimpling the scissors right away. It was, as the core had told you, whatever their hair is cut with, that's what their hair turns into. Which is why she was, Nana Jolie was so carefully knitting this giant shirt first while keeping them pinned with their hair so she could get the shirt done and then snip the hair.
Yeah.
As you think back on it, the word that she had used in reference to dagger was a mithril shirt.
I'm going to assume that's what those blue oily scissors are then.
That is correct. Yeah. Now using those are like safety shears. They just cut through everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Right away, clean snips, barely any effort involved.
Love it. I'm gonna hand TUR like a handful of little golden yarns.
Amazing. I'm gonna put them in my backpack.
All right. So you got 20 feet of gold yarn.
Nice. that. I don't have that anymore. All right. So, are we taking all this stuff and leaving now in that creepy boat in the basement?
One of the things that you noticed while you were doing this is, speaking to Tur, is Petra came into the room, opened a little closet, stepped into the closet, disappeared, then came back out with a bunch of stuff. And so he saw her walk into a closet that should have really only been about a foot deep, and she walked in for a bit and then came back out.
You just walked for a bit and came back. That's weird. What is this creepy place we're in? Can we not be in the hag's hut anymore? I really don't like hags.
Well, that's part of what I wanted to discuss. I really need a rest. It has been a day, but I don't know if we should be resting here knowing that she might come back.
Yes, that doesn't sound like a great idea.
Well, how much damage did you do to her before I puffed out of existence for a bit and went off to the creepy black ether with the scary voice?
Not a lot. She ran downstairs
the
and
basement.
started summoning things to put between us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was worn out when we got here from fighting the creepy, or from fighting the tigers.
That's true.
Tiger people. And she had used one of her, well, she admitted one of her higher level spells for doing, like, summoning that elemental and that weird dome thing she made. I don't understand magic. Really, I don't. Maybe the stuff that she did was just less taxing magic.
I don't know, but I do know that there's a teleportation circle downstairs, so she could vamp in here pretty quick.
What if we wreck it? What if we wreck the teleportation circle?
Do you know how to do that?
I don't see why or like how difficult it would be to wreck a teleportation circle. There's runes,
I was
right?
just thinking we could trap it somehow, but
I mean, I guess I could rig like a hunter's trap. We have plenty of rope. I could set something up. Shall we? Do we want to do this? I mean, I have no problem setting this up.
As you guys are talking about this, Raphael has disappeared into the closet, and there's like shit just starts coming out of it, like an old school comedy closet, where just more things come. Like you open the door and shit just starts falling out. He's just throwing things out. There's yarn, like actual yarn balls, knitting needles, plates, small boxes, lampshades with tattoos on them, like
yeah.
like
Burn them.
a bunch of like taxidermied rodents in little costumes just come, like everything is just flying out, and he's just deep in there. He's like, this is really spacious in here. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, first of all, we're gonna put those creepy lampshades right into the fire.
There they go. they burn with an unfortunately familiar scent.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't want. Yeah, no. With any of the stuff that Raphael's throwing out of the closet, is it more stuff maybe that I can use to rig up traps in the basement for Nana Jolie?
He comes back out with like a crate full of glass flasks and is like, is a bunch of this stuff useful? He like drops it down on the ground. There's all kinds of different powders and oils and all kinds of stuff. It's essentially an alchemy kit or alchemist's kit that he's found.
Is it all labeled?
It is labeled.
Amazing.
Do you speak Elvish?
I do not.
I do.
It is labeled in Elvish.
Okay. Well, I don't speak.
Can I collect
Elvish.
this?
Yeah, it is an alchemist's kit.
Oh.
But I can set up that trap for her.
All right.
So what kind of traps do we want? Do we want me to like have her hanging by her ankles? Do we want her dropped into a pit that she can't climb out of? Little column A, little column B.
I hadn't thought that far. I just figured either damage to whoever comes through or like an alarm to warn us that someone came through. I would be okay with either.
I mean, we could just, like you said, try and disable the thing.
Yeah, that would be my first inclination and what I would like to do. And then have traps as backup in the event that it didn't work.
That seems fair.
Raphael nods, comes out of the closet with a crowbar, and nods, goes, "Sounds like a great idea," and he heads downstairs.
Okay, I follow
follow
after
him.
him.
Yep.
When he gets to the circle, he just starts ripping things apart, dragging the crowbar across the symbols, breaking up the metal circle that was poured into the floor, knocking over the the little stalactite candle holders, smashing them, just basically going ham on everything.
I mean, I wasn't really expecting him to do all the work, but I mean, that's.
Yeah, I would help out.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
that's
he's
fine.
just going at it. He's like, "Yeah, join in. It's a lot of fun. Really, it's a stress reliever getting all this done." Going after it. So you guys are down here. As you're working on this, the fog from below, the mist is creeping up the stairs and starting to fill up. As you're finishing destroying this teleportation circle, the mist is now starting to fill up this lower chamber as well.
All right, I think it's time for us to head back upstairs.
Yeah.
I'll trap the top of the stairs.
Okay. You get up to the top of the stairs. Only the faintest glimmer of the fireplace is still there. It's like the moisture has started to seep into and onto even the burning logs themselves. It's flickering. Looking up through the broken, open roof of the hut, there's nothing but gray mist and fog pressing down. In the background, you can see just in the further distance where you'd expect to see stars, there's one or two flashes of white, almost like something moving through the fog. And it starts getting closer, and the fog pressing in deeper and deeper, filling up the room until the point where it's almost like you're surrounded in smoke, and it's like breathing through a heavy blanket.
Let's get in the closet, maybe.
Ooh, I like that.
As long as there's no other creepy lampshades in here.
No.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so everyone piles into the closet. What are you doing with the doors?
I was gonna say I close them behind us.
Okay.
Yeah, if there's a way for me to like bar the door on the inside,
You
or
can
like
find
if we
some
could
stuff
stack
and-
stuff, like and jimmy it up underneath the door handles and stuff, that would be ideal.
All right. As you're going in, I'd like everyone to give me a perception check.
Oh God. Ah, 15.
13.
Okay.
17. Oh, wait. It's a 6.
Yeah, I was like,
That was my recap roll. It
Yep.
didn't scroll down.
All right. So you all stack in, get into this room. You notice the walls are like gently sloping, almost like it's a cylinder turned on its side as you step into the back of the closet. You close the doors. Is this where you're resting?
How deep does the closet go,
10
Petra?
feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we might as well chill out in here. It's the most fortified place in this creepy ass hut.
yeah, yeah.
All right. So you settle in. Are you going to have watches?
Natürlich.
Okay. And your source of light? Because it is currently very dark.
Well, I have torches, but that's not really great for in here.
Nope.
Light a torch in the closet. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I have a glowing sword.
Oh,
Does
you
it
do
glow
a
in the
glowing
closet
sword.
too?
It
Nice.
does, actually. As you pull it, it doesn't have a sheath, so it hasn't gone out yet, actually. I'd forgotten about that. So yes, as you're holding this sword, it's just giving off a soft bluish glow.
Sure. Then yeah, we
Okay.
could take
Oh,
watches
hey,
with the glowy
is-
sword.
Is Raphael in the closet with us? Did we leave him out there?
No, everybody's in the closet.
Okay. Just
He was the
checking.
first one up the stairs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I will happily put the sword kind of in the middle where it's throwing some glow on everyone.
All right. Glowing sword. You're sitting there for a while, looking around. The walls are really smooth. It looks like the cabinets have been brought in. They're not built into it. They're just freestanding cabinets and shelves.
Mm.
And like I said, it looks like you're in a cylinder that's been put on its side.
Interesting.
Mostly the shelves are empty at this point because Raphael was throwing shit out the door, and bringing stuff out. So there is room for you now. There's like very little left behind. Just a couple cabinets and a couple shelving units and some empty boxes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna like make a nice little spot with like that tapestry that I brought in.
Okay.
Make a nice little snuggly corner, and then I'm gonna take a few minutes and I want to use my augury stones.
Okay.
And I'm quite concerned about this mist, fog,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that's going on. I'm not sure if it's normal or not being familiar with the jungle. So I'm going to ask for a beat on that.
So what's the question that you're looking for, good or ill? The decision you're about to make.
Oh yeah, it's kind of about like a linchpin decision, isn't it?
Yep, for there's something that you're going to do within the next 30 minutes. And whether it will be for good or for ill.
You know what? That's not quite what I was thinking, so it's okay. I don't have to
Okay.
do that right now.
So Petra's like working with her stones for a little while and thinking, just tossing them back and forth in her hands, thinking, a pensive look on her face. As she's doing that, Raphael's just poking around, looking through the last little boxes of things. You notice just ever so slightly little tendrils of mist pushing in through the crack in the door. They've hit the ground and kind of fade out. And let's go. What's the order of watches?
I'll do first watch.
All right. Give me a perception roll, please.
Perception. Oh, TUR! You idiot!
Okay.
You had one job!
As you're sitting there in this bluish glow, watching the door for signs of anything, listening, stretching your senses, it's really high focus. It's really hard to maintain, and you've been stressed out for a really long time. And as things start going, I need you to do a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
shit.
Oh no. 10. Did I beat it?
No, you
Oh.
fell asleep on your watch. And so as Petra fell or as Tur falls asleep on her watch, everyone else has settled in, gone to sleep. She falls asleep. Time passes. You all get the benefit of a long rest. And you wake up to this. Everyone sort of wakes up all together, making noises like
Awesome.
that. Really well rested, like a really nice long sleep. Undisturbed, no sounds or anything. You're just woken up by the sounds of your friends and Raphael going, "It's been a while. Can we get out of here now? I'd really like to leave and stuff." And like, can we? Yeah, I want to. Get going.
Yeah, let's go.
And so he pops the door open, and as he does, mist rolls in,
Yikes.
covering all of you.
Still?
No. Shut the door. God damn it.
In the mist, as it rolls in and surrounds you and blacks out your vision, it thickens, turns pearly gray. And in the distance, you start seeing shining lights, red, some sort of structure floating in space, like characters or letters of an ancient language, all in flame. In another area, shining brass.
Do I recognize this?
You certainly do.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Guys.
And then
please don't.
floating towards you, that large black circle with the two long white points coming down out of it floats directly towards the door. Ah,
Hey.
there you are. Excellent. And it widens and widens until it goes beyond to the point where you
battle stance.
You can't see outside. There's only blackness now, and it's as if it swallows the cabinet whole.
Yeah, so you remember about that creepy void thing I was in? Yeah, well, that's it. And I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. I
Where are we?
I have no idea. You know, it would have been a really great time for us to do the whole, like, popping out of existence thing, but we didn't. No, of course not. Why would we do that?
Actually, as it's happening, you can looking at each other, you can see this faint pearly whitish glow around each of you, except for Raphael. And each of you has a slightly different tone or shade to the energy around you, mostly white and interacting, and you can almost see little threads connecting the three of you right now. As the mist fades back, you find yourselves in a room (20 feet or 10 feet wide, 15 feet long, where there was this black, almost silky substance around you. There's now wood under your feet. The wood itself, as you look around, it's still lit by that blue sword that Petra's holding. You look around, Raphael is nowhere to be seen. There's just Petra, Maladrak, and Tur. there's only one door out of this room. Well, there's two doors out of this room, one in front of you and one behind you. The one behind you, um, as you look at it, you can see the wood itself starts to jigsaw together, and the seam in the door just starts sealing itself closed. And that's this door here. Helps if I use that. That door there behind you.
Are we supposed to be seeing a door?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Yeah,
just
I
black.
think
It's all
Oh,
black.
it's just black for you guys? Okay, give me 2 shades. That's a problem, and it's it's all black. So everyone that's watching can see the DM screen because that's what they're seeing. So they know what's going on, but all the players are just in darkness. I'm gonna fix
Yeah,
that.
fog of war.
Yeah, fog of
It might-
war.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna
fix
say
that
either
because
we don't have dark vision or fog of war.
Petra has a 15-foot aura
Woo.
in a pale blue. Can you see now? And if not, I will just take that away and I
Nope.
will just... Okay, I'm just going to turn off Fog of War for now and I'll get it fixed next time because I did not set it up right because I don't know all these things yet.
We are learning.
We are. There's so many different things that you can do on Roll20. It's kind of awesome. Get rid of that. Save those changes. Reset. Turn that. Then I press this button over here. And then there's a bunch of other things that have to happen. Give me a second, guys. Sorry for this. Fog of War turned off. Okay. Dynamic lighting turned off. Okay. There we go. Hide. Okay, so now if I go to reveal areas, now, no thanks. Okay. Can you now see?
No.
Still no.
Negatory Red Rider.
You probably do. Okay, so we'll turn that on, and then we reveal that, and we'll just see here. I might have to do some tweaking. Oh. To give people... Okay, got that. Haha, how about now?
Yes, we can
Yep.
see.
You can see a room.
Oh, can you?
Can you
Oh,
see a room
no.
or a whole map?
A room.
Yay! I did it! I figured out the buttons.
Why can't I see it? Oh no.
Oh no.
Can you
Hold
reconnect?
on. Yeah, I was just gonna say I'll reconnect.
Dawn,
Bye.
I see what you did to my token.
The Gnomish Ranger? What? That seemed to fit for me for TUR. It's
Oh.
the default Gnomish Ranger for some of the packs that I've bought.
I was just talking about the name tag you put on.
It's just your
Oh,
initials.
my grumpy girl.
It's just your initials.
See, and that's the thing is I don't see our tokens either. I just see black.
Weird.
Huh.
Oh, nope, there we go. Okay.
It might be that you were in the wrong section of the house, so if I
I just had to zoom out further.
center
I think
you
I'm
guys.
okay now.
Which was the one for centering y'all? Shift something? There we go. That should center you.
Hooray.
So oil lamps hang from portico ceilings by chains, flanking a set of oaken doors that you can't quite see through. There is glass in them, but it's been etched with the shape of a windmill.
Okay.
Hanging on the south wall is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms. It's a stylized golden windmill on a red field, flanked by framed portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. Mahogany-framed double doors lead from this area into the next and are set with stained glass. Again, in the windmill pattern. That's these ones here have the stained glass. These solid oak doors behind you have blended together, and the seam between them has all but disappeared.
So it's just like one solid piece of blockage.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I guess there's only one way to go. Gotta find out where we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any preparations you're going to make before you move forward?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not for me, at least.
Weapons out.
Yep.
Okay.
Battle axe and my shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've got the glowing sword.
I've got thumb out.
Yes.
All right. As you open the doors to the next room, it opens into a wide hall that shows you to be inside of a house. In fact, it's a very nicely built house. In fact, one of the nicer houses you've ever been in. Hardwood floor, a black marble fireplace with a sweeping red marble staircase at the other end of the room. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a longsword. Wood-paneled walls are ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs. You can see an open door to a cloakroom, and just make out several black cloaks and a top hat sitting on a shelf just inside the door.
How large are the cloaks?
From where you're standing, you can't see. They hang from pegs. They are all the way over here in this little closet, and the door is open, and you are standing here. So it's...
Oh, I just meant, like, are they, like, average human size,
They
giant size?
yeah, they're human-sized.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna step into the room and take a look around.
Give me a perception check, please.
$22.
As you're looking around, you notice the joyful paneling with the ornate sculptures of nymphs and satyrs and flowers have little, very subtle snakes, scorpions, skulls in the background. The flowers growing out of the eyes of a skull just near the fireplace draw your attention. It's very subtle, almost inconspicuous. But now that you started looking, you can pick it out in every panel.
Huh. All right. I want to inspect the sword.
The sword itself is ivory hilted, with a cross piece that's been inlaid with gold. The hilt itself has, again, this windmill symbol worked into a cameo on the hilt. Other than that, it appears to just be a perhaps heirloom sword. Very well kept, oiled, sheathed, and set on a mounting rack.
All right.
Just for note's sake, that 100-pound shirt has not come with you because you guys didn't find anywhere to put it.
Yep.
But the 20 pounds or 20 feet of yarn were in your pack, so that stuff is with you.
Does it
Sounds
seem like
good.
there was anything in the fireplace recently?
The fireplace has been almost completely scrubbed clean, and it is set and ready for the next fire.
I just kind of like look back and I say, well, what do you guys think?
Guess we'll move forward.
Yeah, I still don't know where we are.
Are there any like portraits on any of the walls that we were passing?
The room that you were in had a couple of portraits set into it. I will. There.
Are either like the portraits like of people, or is there
They
maybe
are.
conveniently
They're
like a landscape
no.
portrait?
They are family portraits. They are the what some people would call the death portrait, or other people would call the owner portrait. So it's just that very stoic expression. Someone has sat posed in candlelight or lamplight for a painting, and it's that I'm showing off how aristocratic and rich they are. Even the people in the paintings themselves are obviously wearing jewelry that is not just shining with platinum, but also very detailed workmanship, even just in the painting. So obviously, rich aristocratic people, very pale skin, dark hair, dark eyes, in a style of hair that you haven't seen before, but looks like it took a lot of effort by perhaps multiple people to make work.
Hmm.
The ceiling in this room is about 10 feet high. There are
Uh,
oil lamps hanging from chains or sconces on the walls.
I would just move forward and like take a peek in the closet.
So there are 6 cloaks, black, heavy fabric, satiny, um, lined around the edges with a darker, perhaps felt or brushed cotton of some kind, and the top hat, and that's about it.
All right. Well, do we go upstairs or?
From this room, there are 3 exits, other than the one that you came in. There's a small door next to the closet. Oh, sorry, 4. There's another small door on the other side of the closet, a third small door leading towards under the stairs, and a fourth small door going back towards, we'll call it the front of the house.
Are there any
Got it.
windows for us to look out?
There are none.
We can always go up the stairs and see if we can get to a window. Do we get the sense that we're in a basement? I mean, it would be a little bit strange for them to put a family portrait in the basement, but
It feels more like you arrived in an entryway and were forced into a house.
duly noted.
It's as if the front doors of the cabinet became the front doors of the house, and when you stepped out of the cabinet, you stepped into the house.
That makes sense.
What a strange place.
Very. I guess let's just pick one and go, or we can go upstairs.
I kind of like the higher ground myself.
Stairs it is.
All right. As you move up the stairs, I will reveal the area. slightly bigger so you can see the doors. There you go. So you make your way up the stairs, arriving over on this edge here. TUR following.
Oh, got it.
Unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this elegant hall. But as Petra comes up with her blue sword shining, you can see hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood-framed portrait. It's even got a little elegant scroll label underneath it. You can't quite make that out from where you are. There are 2 adults with 2 smiling children. Cradled in the adult father's arms is a swaddled baby, which the mother regards with a hint of scorn. Standing suits of armor flank wooden doors in the east and west walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing youths. The red marble staircase that started on this floor continues its spiral up to yet another floor above this one. There are no windows in this room, but there are 3 sets of doors. One right next to Maladrak, where he stands, and then 2 others, each with those suits of armor standing next to them.
Well, no windows.
No windows.
As everyone's looking around, I'd like perception rolls from each of you, please.
Okie dokie.
19.
Nice.
God damn it, TUR. I got a 6.
And a 5.
Man.
So, Petra, what is it about this room that's distracting you?
I think it's the suits of armor.
So Petra's staring at the suits of armor, watching them suspiciously. Jess, what's bothering you about this room? Or what's bothering TUR about this room?
Honestly, just being in this house. Just like having that weird creepy voice thing swallow us all up after TUR just has no desire at all to be here. Just
really bothered, and that's what's distracting you from taking everything in. Maladrak, you're in high focus mode right now, and you notice that the dancing youths aren't so much dancing as flailing, and not so much flailing as swatting at swarms of very tiny bats that are surrounding them. So they're what used to be joyful limbs up in the air are now the frantic limbs of young men and women trying to bat away these flying creatures that are attacking their hair. And just ever so slightly, you hear a creak of metal against metal and a small, childish giggle from above you. The creak of metal is on this floor. The childish giggle is from up the stairs.
I didn't like that.
I don't know if
Fighting's
I caught
not
that. I'm very busy staring at
Well,
the strange face.
Maladrak said out loud.
What didn't you like?
I just think I heard a build upstairs.
Oh.
And these are odd. And I like point out the what looked like the children playing or running away from bats and squirming.
God, the sooner I would rather take Gunther at this point. I swear to, by all the gods.
Maladrak tries the handle on the door that's right next to him.
All right. Still getting used to some of these controls. The door swings open on well-oiled hinges into a small bedroom with 2 beds. It appears to be like servants' quarters. It's an undecorated bedroom, straw-stuffed mattresses. At the foot of each bed is an empty footlocker. Tidy servants' uniforms hang from hooks in the closet right off to the side. The footlockers sit open. The door to the closet sits open.
Nobody's in there.
No one is in there.
Is there a window?
There is not.
I just kind of like can I spot anything like of interest in the footlocker?
They are actually empty, with the exception of a little bit of like a dead spider in one, just curled up on its back. It's about the size of your thumb, and the other one is just dust.
I just close the door. I guess I'm going to move into the center of the room here.
Feeling quite perturbed still about these suits of armor, Petra is going to begin casting as a ritual detect magic.
All right. You start casting your detect magic as Maladrak moves into the center of the room. There is a creak of metal. And the spears that each of these things hold are suddenly pointed at Maladrak. Initiative.
Ah!
That happened quick. Sorry.
Shit.
12.
God damn it, Tur!
12.
Oh man.
I rolled a 4! Tur, you're not allowed to do this anymore.
Uh,
Let's see if we got this right.
well, shit.
Not 5, just 4. All right. And then I'll give each of them a turn. Oh, Maladrak doesn't need 2 turns. And then...
You sure?
I mean, probably doesn't need... All right, we got a 15 and a 9 and a 15 and a 4 for the animated armor.
Mm-hmm.
And animated armor goes first. I'm just going to give them some color so we can tell them apart. Don't worry, it is not the Power Rangers attacking you. It's just colored armor. All right. So we are going to have one of them slams the butt of his spear at Maladrak. Does not get advantage. I will fix that. So it's an 18.
An 18 hits.
18 hits. That's 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
I can deal with that.
Blue. I think that's who's next? Who's next? Yeah. Oh, who was the first one? Oh, it should have been pink first. Okay, so it was pink first, then now it's red. Red's attacking, and it's doing the same thing. A 7.
Yikes.
7 does not hit.
All right, so that's those 2 attacks. You can, as they're moving, they're creaking, and you can see like at the hinges of their armor, there is some rust, and it looks like these have not been taken care of. They are covered in like a light coating of dust. There's cobwebs in the armpits, and the joints are creaking, and it's like they're like shaking, like shuddering to shake loose and attack you. Petra,
Fun.
your spell is disrupted, or you can continue casting it if
Yeah.
you like.
No, we're gonna drop that. And oh, come on. So I'm gonna stop my ritual spell, but I will cast Bane
Alrighty.
on 3 of them because I'm using it as a first level spell.
Okay, and what's the saving throw on it?
It's a charisma save.
That is not a good one for them.
Oh, no.
6, a 4, and a 13. I'm guessing that's all fails.
Well, 13 is my spell save.
Okay, so one of
So-
them made it, but 2 of them have
Okay.
Bane on them. Yeah, they got a 1 charisma, so it's a -5 for them. Bane.
Yup.
Bane. They're at minus a D4 for subtracting from things. Okay. Alrighty, that is Petra. That was your action. Bonus action.
As my bonus action, I am going to
Nana Jolie,
empower
you're on
my
deck.
attack.
You're gonna empower your attack.
Use one
Excellent.
of my Planeswalker abilities.
All right. Are you charging it up with force or psychic?
I was going to do force.
All right, so that'll be ready for next time. Maladrak, you are up.
I am going to swing on whichever one is the one that hit me, which I think was pink.
Yeah, pink. Pink had hit you, and red had tried.
For a 19.
That is a hit.
14 slashing damage.
And you knock like a huge chunk of this armor blasts away. There's nothing inside it. It's just like a grayish mist that once you blasted the chest piece off, it's just like sort of like starts seeping out all over the place. It rattles around a little bit and uses the staff to hold itself steady. You knocked it damn near in half.
Dope. That's my turn.
All right. We have blue is going to be moving towards the head of the stairs. So it leaves your area. You're going to have an opportunity attack on it.
Hell yeah.
So Petra, you would have had to come up to the top of the stairs to cast your spell.
Another 19 for
Oh,
7 slashing damage.
Nice.
Yeah, put me wherever I need to be
Okay,
to
so
do that.
blue runs over to you to the top of the stairs and kicks you in the chest, attempting to shove you.
Oh.
So it's trying to knock you down the stairs. So that's going to be opposed strength.
Rude.
Only a 10.
Oh.
So it's just
You have to beat a
normal-
10 with a strength roll. Yeah.
So, like, is it a save or just a roll?
Opposed strength for shove. 19, yeah. He plants his foot and tries to shove you down.
Well
you like
done.
grab the foot and just throw it back. In fact, so hard that it stumbles a little bit, but manages to keep its feet.
Oh, there
Manages
you
to
go.
keep its feet, but you shoved it back a little bit because it tried to kick you down the stairs. TUR.
Yep. How's the setup? All right. I'm gonna go run up next to blue, and I'm gonna give him a whack. with
for it.
my mace.
Awesome.
Fucking A.
Nope.
I rolled a 6.
That does not hit.
However, I do have Hordebreaker, so I can do it on. Can I move? Wait, once you on each of your turns when you make a weapon attack, you can attack another with the same weapon against a different creature that's within 5 feet of my original target and within range of my weapon. Oh, shit.
So
I can't do that because I would need to move.
if you had come here and done your attack, then you could get that.
Okay, duly noted. Then that will be my action. I do have a bonus action, so I would like to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And I'm marking blue.
Alrighty.
I should have done that first, but
Hunter's
I didn't
Mark.
hit. I didn't hit anyways, so it's fine.
We're learning tactics.
And now Green. Green is flanking Maladrex, so he is going to be attacking with advantage as he slams the butt of his spear into you.
Miss.
Just cleanly across your back, nudging you gently towards his friends. It's more of just like, you hear like the creak and pop as his arms extend, and it's like all of his effort went into that, and when it gets to you, it's just more of a just nudge.
Take it.
Pink is going to step forward, take advantage of your flanked situation, and slam into you with a 23.
That'll hit.
That is 4 points of bludgeoning damage. It bangs and grinds. The vengeful spirit of a fallen knight as it's just slamming the back of the spear at you. Not using the sharpened edge or the spear tip or the axe tip, just slamming into you with the broken, or with the sturdy bottom of it. Then we have red attacking with advantage because you are surrounded. That is a 20.
Is that the one that's baned?
Oh, with minus a d4.
Minus a d4.
19.
Okay.
19 hits.
All right, so that's 6 points of bludgeoning damage. And Petra is up. Maladrak, you're on deck.
Okay, so I've got one that's kind of blocking me at the top of the staircase, yeah?
Yeah, it's been pushed back, and then TUR stepped up in front of you, so you have to enter the room to be able to enter combat at this point.
Okay, can I get past her or not really?
You can move through a friendly space.
Oh, okay.
Plus, you're also twice my size. You can step over me.
Literally.
Or actually, I am going to stay there and shoot with my crossbow.
Okay. All right.
And if that hits, I get an extra 1d6 force damage.
It does. Just.
Extra 3.
All right, so next 6 points of damage against blue, you were saying?
Yeah, against blue one.
Pen trying to escape. There we go. So yep, you see Petra's hand goes over the crossbow bolt for a second, and there's like a soft white glow around it as she aims and fires. It hits, and you can see the bolt pierce into this suit of armor, and then there's like a secondary large dent that just boom, thumps in around the crossbow bolt itself, denting in like a little circle around the bolt on the armor, pushing it back and like making it rumble against its friend. Anything else from you, Petra?
Nope, I'm gonna hang out there happily.
Maladrak. TUR, you will be on deck soon.
Yep.
Maladrak's going to take another swing at Pink there.
All right, go for it.
For-
Nice. Nice.
Nice.
That's a
Uh,
crit.
Sure is. So that's going to be 15 points of slashing damage.
That just blasts the suit of armor apart.
Sweet.
The gauntlets, the pauldrons, everything is just like crumples to crumples and scatters across the room. Some of the back plate even cut in half by the strength of your blow.
Hell yeah. Into it.
Anything else from you?
No, I'm good.
All right. Blue is going to be attacking TUR
Mm-hmm.
because you cast spells on him, and that's not
Yeah.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 20.
That's one that's baned.
That is one that's bane, so it's gonna. Thank you for calling me out on it. So that's a 16. TUR
I think that hits me.
16.
Yeah.
Does it still?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because my
Oh,
AC's a
okay.
15. My AC's a 15.
Oh,
Just.
ball.
So
mind.
4 points of bludgeoning damage to TUR. You could see that it's like the staff was coming towards your head, and then this dark energy like pushed down. You could see it thump into your shoulder as the strength of the Bane spell misdirected the attack. And you're up.
Yeah. Okay. He's about to have a not very nice day.
Are you gonna move at all?
Well, Pink
Is toast.
has disintegrated. Yeah. You know what? I am just gonna. If I move here,
You could attack all 3 of them,
yeah, that sounds good.
or any of the 3 of them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit Blue.
Okay.
Because Blue's a meanie face.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking kill me.
Oh, man.
You
You're crushing these dice rolls.
Oh.
missed.
All right, that's fine. I'm gonna hit Red right next to him with
Okay.
Horde Breaker. And I still have Hunter's Mark on Blue.
Yep.
That's my bonus action. Oh, you gotta. Why? Why is this happening? Why am I whiffling it?
They're like blocking with their staves and their shoulders and their elbows, just getting in the way of your mace there.
Roll
knocking you
20's
back.
mad that I've been gone a week. Holy fuck.
That's what happens. I don't penalize you with XP. I penalize you
No,
with
roll
terrible juju.
Yeah, I have some bad juju going on here.
Oh, man. And I've been
Alright.
standing back so I don't get whatever crazy is coming out of there, but...
It is Green's turn, and because you've stepped in and turned your back, it's going to move here, take advantage against you, and slam its spear into you. 22, so that's 3 points of bludgeoning damage to TUR.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Red no longer has advantage against Maladrak, but it's going to attack anyway. But it's just a straight. It's just 20.
Baned.
Yeah, just 20. 20 hits.
Yeah, for
No, but
three,
it's baned. It's this.
3 points of bludgeoning damage. And Petra's up. Maladrak, you're on deck.
Dawn, was that red one baned too?
You're right. Thank you. I keep forgetting that. It's right there in front of me. There's a little icon on their face, but I didn't do it. So it would have been a 17.
That would not hit.
Okay, so you get those 3 points back.
Well done.
And Petra's up.
I'm gonna shoot blue again with a crossbow bolt, but stay so I'm not adjacent to him.
Okie doke. Like 2 steps down from the top of the stairs.
Yep.
That is not a hit.
Nope. It's all right. That's all I'm doing.
All right, Maladrak, you're up.
Maladrak is going to go ahead and swing on green. For an 18.
That is a hit.
12 points of slashing damage.
Again, ripping into this thing, blowing off like one of the thigh plates from one side and part of the groin and hip plate from the same side, knocking huge chunks off this thing, and mist starts pouring out of it. You see it sag a little bit to that side.
Awesome. That's my turn.
Okay, blue is going to attack TUR. A 9. Wait, no, it has advantage because you're flanked. 21. So that's 4 points of bludgeoning damage to TUR.
Oof.
But it's baned, so it might...
No, it doesn't.
A 17 is still going to hit you. Yep. So 4 points of bludgeoning damage. And TUR is up.
Duly noted. All right, blue's really getting it this time. I swear to God, someone's getting it. Oh, all right, come on.
There you go.
There you go.
Christ! A 19! It has to be a nat 20 for them to explode, right?
Yep.
No, or a killing blow, right?
Yeah, it's a killing blow with this weapon.
Oh, yeah, just
so
killing blow.
5 more. You do manage to knock its head off and one of its arms. So the arm is like hanging from the staff with a hand. Like the hand is still hanging onto the staff, but it's no longer attached to the body. And the helmet just rattles off the back wall and hits the ground and spins. It's still moving, but now it's badly damaged. And you also get your...
I need to do an extra d6 of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Hunter's marked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so it takes
nice.
2 additional damage. Yeah. So I've still got it marked.
And
as my bonus action, and I'm gonna
the necrotic energy from the Hunter's mark actually breaks the seams on the rest of the parts of the armor that were holding it apart. The little leather straps that were holding everything together just crumble to dust, and it falls into a heap.
Amazing.
Oh, no. It's a killing blow. What's the thing?
Yeah,
It's not. It was the
it
was the necrotic damage from the thing that finished it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tur's gonna wheel around. In that case, then I haven't really used my bonus action for this turn. I'm casting Hunter's Mark on the green guy, and I'm using my Horde Breaker to attack him now.
Alrighty.
21!
That
nice.
is a big hit. And
so he takes 7 bludgeoning damage, 4 lightning damage.
Blows it apart. Exploding this thing.
Yes.
And letting a thunderous ripple blast out for 10 feet in every direction from TUR.
Sorry, guys.
Which includes Petra and Maladrak and this other thing. So if you could roll a d10 for me, and everybody else makes a d10 con save.
Sorry.
Ha! 11.
You made it. Petra made it. The thing made it. So what's the damage, Jess? Give me a d10 for thunder damage.
10.
So that's
of course.
That's 10 points of thunder damage to Petra and Maladrak, and the last chunk of animated armor, which gets knocked back against the wall, dropping its staff as it like tries to get back up.
Wait, clarification question. They don't have to take Oh, never mind. I
Yeah.
misread that wrong.
Yeah, no, everyone gets the damage, and anyone that fails also gets knocked flat.
Okay, that's the condition.
Yeah.
I was like, if they pass, they should take half damage. But
I mean, I'm willing to consider it. It's not a bad idea. But we'll wait on that for next time for decisions.
yeah.
For right
Yeah.
now, we'll take it as written. And it is Red's turn. So Red staggered back, doesn't have its weapon anymore. It's badly confused. It's attacking with disadvantage on Maladrak. It's just swinging its creaking gauntlets towards you, misses completely. Petra's up.
Feeling that and being made aware of my distance. Last time I was just right beside TUR and was like, okay, this goes a little further than that. I'm going to use my bonus action to send a healing word over to Maladrak, assuming that he took that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Dun.
Yes, the resounding thoom of thunder shaking the room.
Did it roll it?
Nope, I haven't seen it yet.
Not yet.
No. Maybe it's not fully linked over. I might just have to manually do it.
Sure, healing word is how many?
I think it's just 1d4.
3.
You get 3.
Hooray!
3 healings. So that's your bonus action.
Mm-hmm. And I would like to use my action to harness multidimensional energy and roll a d6 to see if I can get any of my Planeswalker stuff
Go
back.
for it.
Nope.
You see, like, sparkling, like a little cloud of sparkling lights dance around Petra for a second, and then they fade out. And she, like, concentrates really hard. Maladrak, you're up.
I'm gonna turn around and try and finish off Big Boy here for a 25 to hit.
Yeah. And
14 slashing damage.
you absolutely obliterate this thing, just smashing it, scattering it across the room. Now you're just surrounded by all these like empty suits of armor, and this mist that was animating them just starts sinking into the wood and slowly dissipating. And high, just over your heads, you hear the faintest little of a child's giggle.
And I just kind of like point up and I'm like, see?
Now, I think we need to put a pin in it there because Petra said she had to stop at 8, and we went a little bit over. Thank you for your patience. So we will leave you here on that creepy little giggle. Okay, so Maladrak, you get an extra 3 points of healing back, and we will pick up next time in this lovely house.
Yeah,
And
it sure is lovely.
and for
Who does the interior design for it?
For everyone that's watching who has put things together, and for the players that haven't, let me just say, as we say goodnight, also, welcome to Barovia.
So glad to be here.
And happy
Oh,
Halloween. All right, thank you for anyone that's watching. Even though this is mostly a passion project, we're doing this for fun. But if you have fun watching, then that's cool too. I'm glad. But I'm really happy to play with you guys, and I'm gonna press the big button. We're done for tonight.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.